So we're looking to improve our clinch game in MMA this evening. We're working on stuff like collar ties, dirty boxing, framing, knees, shoulder strikes. I'm not really interested in individual techniques, more of like a system that we can put together to deal with particular opponents.
Today we're focused on using this system to deal with a pressure fighter. We had a recent fight at an IMAF Championships where one of our better strikers just couldn't get her shots off because her opponent just kept marching her down. And in the absence of a good clinch game to create some space and land some strikes on the inside position, we dropped the decision loss. So here we are back at the drawing board to try and figure this situation out.
So if that's the case, if he's like a zombie and he just keeps on coming, and I'm trying to fight on the back foot, and it's like I'm getting pinged, and it's like that, right? It's tough, right? And it's going to get very tiring fighting going backwards. It's going to get hard to pick your shots, and you're down on scorecards because it looks like he's the one that's aggressing.
This is where a knowledge of MMA scoring is so important. Aggression is used for scoring if there's no discernible difference in striking damage or grappling danger. So if you're being walked down and you're not getting any clean shots off, the person who's walking forwards doesn't even have to land clean. The aggressor, i.e. the person who's walking forwards, is being scored as the person who's trying to push the pace of the fight.
So what I have to do is I have to stop the rat, stop him in his tracks, stand my ground, get some points, off balance, and then create space for me to do the striking. As he comes at me like this, I'm just gonna engage. I don't want to reach for him. Like this, right? If I go like this, like you're just gonna get lit up. So we go again. We're moving around. Boom, like this. I just engage. I'm keeping my guard up. As soon as my forearms touch him, now we're in the clinch range. We're there. Let's talk next about posture, okay? I want to keep an upright posture with my shoulders shrugged and my hips close, and then finally square stance, okay? Ian's going to be trying to pull my head down, like he's going to be trying to do this to me. So we do like a Frankenstein type of motion with your shoulders. You do like a shrug and you keep looking out over their shoulder. Feet square. I don't want to have a split stance. I need to be able to balance left, right, forwards, back, up, down, counterclockwise, clockwise. And I need to be able to attack with left and right. Okay? And then the last thing is the gap between you. I don't want to leave a gap. If there's a gap, I'm going to get kneed. Right? So I want to keep my hips in tight, keep my posture upright, and just stay balanced. Okay? So he'll try and break my posture down. I have to stay strong, stay with him. Like this. Oh, I left a gap there. See there, I got kneed. You gotta be careful of that, right? Okay, let's just try posture first. 3, 2, 1. Alright, what kind of grips are we going for? We're going for inside position wherever possible, alright? Now there's many different ways that you can get inside position. Collar tie is one, where I have his neck caught and my forearm is on his collarbone. But this is only one inside position. The other type of inside position is a bicep control. See how I have my hand on the inside of his bicep here like this? Another one, underhook. I'm dominating the armpit space here. Another one, overhook, frame. Head position is inside position. There's many different ways of having inside position, but just you'll know when you have it because it's the more dominant, it's the more balanced. Okay, so as you're kind of locking up and you're moving each other around, look, I'm going to pummel inside, try and grab to his bicep. He'll pummel to come into me. Right, oh look, he's got way inside here. I'm back in again. I'm coming under.
Next up is the game of balance. To be balanced, you need your head inside your feet. There's a battle going on between you and your opponent to get each other's head outside your feet.
Off balancing is pushing someone's head outside their feet. So it could be to the front, either side, or back. That's fine.
Effective off balancing is a combination of 3 different concepts. The first concept was described to me by Chris Houter as the 4 planes of off balance. You've got up, down, you've got left, right, you've got clockwise and counterclockwise, you've got forwards and back.
So 4 different planes of motion and 2 directions for each plane. That's a lot of ways that he has to figure out how to stay balanced. And I'm just interrupting him. I'm trying to confuse him. I'm giving him a lot to think about, a lot to process.
The second concept is pummeling. Every time you change your grip, that's another opportunity for an off balance.
Just by changing to that grip, that's another form of off balance. So switching grips, even if it's this grip or this grip, just changing the configuration of how we're connected.
The third concept is to use your feet. Whether it's a step and pivot, a trip, a reap, a hip bump, a knee lever, use your entire body to off balance your opponent, not just your arms.
One common mistake is using only your arms, right? So when I'm like this and I'm trying to go like that, right? That gets really, really tiring on the upper body. So don't just use your arms. So what I do is I do like a step pivot. Oh, see that? Kind of like if we did like a single leg takedown here like this, I do a step pivot to run the pipe. Tie versus tie, as you bring your partner to the side. Okay, so trip. So see how you're using your feet as well as your hands? Now, how do you stay balanced? So we're going to talk about being rigid or being fluid. Now, if I stay like completely rigid, plant my feet and say, no, I'm just going to go like that. This is not the way to stay balanced.
Perfect balance is a moving target, and you have to be fluid to follow it effectively. Flow with the go. Yeah, I said flow with the go, not go with the flow. There's nothing flowy about someone violently snapping your head down. That's definitely all go. But if you try and resist that with flat foot, rigid kind of posture, you're not going to succeed. You're better off to go with the movement, follow the movement with your feet, and regain your balance in a different position. As I said, flow with the go.
So I don't want to stay rigid, I want to stay really, really loose and relaxed, and then just little jerking motions. And look, when he pulls me, I don't try and resist, I go with the flow. Go, boom, and I just regain my balance over here. He rotates me, boom, I just go with him. Rotate again, boom, I go with him. I'm not trying to resist, I'm flowing with the go. Alright, and then it's just a matter of who's better at it. Got good inside position, but what about the off balance? Okay, so it's off balancing, right? It's not just inside position.
While a clinch battle is mired in chaos, a good format to aim for is as follows. Number 1, get the inside position. Number 2, off balance or break posture. Number 3, clear a lane. Number 4, land a strike. Number 5, re-engage and get positional dominance once more. Number 6, rinse, repeat. You can use that format for all the different types of striking, whether it's uppercuts and hooks, commonly called dirty boxing, elbows, shoulder strikes, or most importantly, knees.
Don't just like wing it and like you're in the clinch here and you're just going to... That's not going to work, right? You need inside position, you need postural dominance and off balance, clear lane, then strike. We're going to start with the uppercuts and hooks, okay? So if we get good posture here, the time to uppercut and hook is if I can get his head to here. See that? So a little bit of a step back, a little bit of a kind of a duck down. Now there's a lane here. Okay, there's a lane under his arm, straight to his chin. Okay? If we're in and we're up tight like this, I can't get that uppercut now. Right? So I have to create the space, a little bit of off balance, pull him down. Here's the uppercut. Okay? Now once you land an uppercut, his head will lift. You can land the hook on the side and then re-establish your link, maybe pummel back to the other side. Try it again on the other side. Look, pummel, back inside. Okay, just constantly break the posture, throw the shot, off balance, move on. Okay. inside position wherever you're at, okay? Now, to clear a lane for elbows, there's a couple of different ways, right? But this is one we're working on during the week, okay? So if he's got a collar tie on me, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab his wrist and punch his wrist to his own chest, okay? Now sometimes you might need to kind of like shrug it a little bit or pull to loosen, or kind of just turn your head a bit, or just get some distance on that, right? But fundamentally what you're looking to do is grab that wrist, push it to his chest. Once I have wrist control, an elbow should follow very, very quick. Boom, like this, okay? So we have here like this, we reach for that, push it to his chest. You can off balance again and whack, like this. The off balance always adds power, always. You should just make that a good habit. Off balance before you strike, it's really, really good, okay? If I manage to get his wrist down to here, it's the same idea. Look, you can come up, all right? So we try that again. So if I push his wrist down, there's an elbow up. If I get inside position, just to the bicep, so hold on tight. If I get inside position here, there's an elbow here as well. So it's just clearing a lane. All I'm trying to do is just get inside here or in front of here. I'm just trying to clear this area so that I have access to a cutting, slicing shot. So if you get wrist control and you get it downwards, okay, get it down towards the stomach. You've got two or three different opportunities here to land with your shoulders, okay? Shoulder strikes are really effective, okay? If I have a laneway cleared here, there's a shoulder strike on that side, or even the same side collar, there's a shoulder strike there, okay? So don't be afraid to throw shoulders. The real one we want is the knees though, okay? So same as any other time, okay? If we're in that clinch position, this gap is vitally important to control. If I leave a space, or if I let Kerry-Ann break my posture to here, I'm the one that's receiving that knee, okay? And that's not going to be pretty. So I've got to be the master of the gap. So I've got to make sure that I'm controlling this space in here while controlling the collar here and the inside position everywhere else, okay? When I want to knee, first off balance. Off balance, create a gap, okay? I'll do that again because I kind of fell over that time. You see that? All right, so first I'm going to off balance. Boom. I'm going to create a gap that my knee fits into. And then as soon as I land my knee, I'm going to lock it up again. All right, I'm going to get back inside and make sure that the gap is closed off so that I don't get a knee in return. All right, so I'm here, turn the corner, boom, back inside. I'm just managing the gap, boom, all the time, okay? Every time, off balance, create a gap, land the knee, reattach, and make sure you're dominating the inside space again.
Now there's going to be times when you get such positional dominance that you achieve what I call a locked off position. Think of the Muay Thai plum with a double collar tie, or maybe you have an overhook and frame, or maybe you have an underhook, a collar and head position all at once. In these positions you'll have like 3 to 5 seconds of positional dominance where your partner's going to be scrambling to escape and you have time to land some serious damage. Now the key here is to recognize your advantage, make hay while the sun shines, land your damage, but don't get greedy.
Like you say, we have a double tie up here, like this. Sorry, we have a collar tie each, and I pummel in for two hands on the collar, okay? So what's called a Thai plum or Muay Thai clinch, okay? And I have his posture broken, my forearms are in front of his collarbones, and he's stuck temporarily. Like he can get out, there's ways out of this. I'm not saying that this is like a checkmate, but it's definitely check, right? If you get a locked off position, all I want you to do is just recognize that it's locked off and do damage while you have it for the 3 or 4 seconds while you have it, okay? So if I get this, I'm going to land 3 or 4, rip him around, another one, boom. I'm going to get so far ahead on the scorecards that it's going to be a monumental effort for him to get back to level, all right? That's one type of locked off position, but you have multiples. What about underhook, like a tight underhook head position and the collar tie? This is another locked off position, particularly if I can get to the side of him. Like here as well, I can land some knees, okay? Another locked off position is if I have the frame in the same position, particularly if I have him pressed against the fence here like this. Like if you achieve this, for 3 to 5 seconds I want you doing damage. However, Don't be getting greedy.
The worst thing that could happen here is you lose your position because you were so focused on getting the KO or the TKO. It's far better to maintain balance and positional dominance and just rack up the points in the next rinse and repeat.
Because as I said, he will get out. And if I'm still in just one mode, like where I'm kind of one track mind of attack, and I sleep on him escaping, let's say maybe he kind of pulls and kicks it back. It's like, I had it so good, and now it's so bad. Why? Because I got greedy.
What was the one where you had their arm like that and they hit him?
Yes. So it's an underhook, and then you feed this hand through, and you extend the frame. So this is quite locked off as well, because his left arm is quite far away from me, and I can punch a knee here, okay? And his only kind of route to escape is to kind of limp arm out, and as he does, I get his back. So it's a bad option for him. Yeah, that's another good locked off position. But just please don't get greedy. Take your damage, get way ahead on the points, and then get back to business. Make sense? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Find that lock.
On a tactical note, today we were using the clinch, assuming we had a striking advantage, but we were just dealing with somebody who was marching forwards and closing the gap and making it dirty. So we used the clinch to frame, land strikes on the inside, and maybe then off balance, disengage, get back to a longer range where we can land those power strikes. Now that's maybe the correct decision for that type of fight. But you can also use the clinch if you're at a striking disadvantage, and maybe you need to close the range and make it dirty. And if you have that good tie up on the inside, you've got good frames, you've got good inside position, you've got good off balancing, then you can make the fight as dirty as you want it and not allow a person with better striking than you to open the range where they can land kicks or boxing strikes on you. Clinch fighting is not a magic pill, it's just one tool in your arsenal, and it's up to you to figure out when you should use it to be effective.